Right, so to use a table in order to graph an equation, what you're going to use is the fact that, so you're going to make a table of x, y values, but you're going to use the fact that the x value is the input and the y value is the output to help you come up with these different ordered pairs. So the table here, I'm giving you values to use, but technically you can use whatever values you would like. These are just saying you're going to plug these values in and then solve to figure out what the y value is. So I could certainly do it in this form of the equation, but I'm just going to give you a little tip here. If you take, actually I'm going to erase that. If you take this equation and solve for y, like we have done in the previous unit, if you do this, you'll be saving yourself a little work in the end. So this is y equals 3 divided by 6 is 1/2, and 18 divided by 6 is 3. So what I mean is that you're saving yourself work in the end is because now if I start plugging in my input values, 1/2 times -2 plus 3, if I plug in my input values, now all I have to do is multiply and add to get my answer. So when I plug in -2, I get y as an output is 2. When I plug in -1 as an output, I will get -1/2 plus 3. I will get 2.5. Now, this process you're going to keep doing. You're going to get 3. You're going to get 3.5. You're going to get 4. And to check if these were the correct points, you could replug these back in for x and y in the original equation and make sure those are equal. It's equal to 18. But what you're going to do with these points is then graph them to get your graph, your picture. So I'm going to pull out -2, 2. Now, when you're doing -2, 2.5, it's kind of somewhere in between in the middle of 2 and 3. I suggest just plot the points because we're doing a line here. You want to plot maybe the points only that are easily marked, not ones where you're having to estimate. It'll just make you have a better outcome if you're doing points that are clear as opposed to ones where you have to guess kind of where they go a little bit. So with this process of creating a table, just so you know, coming up, 15 is going to be a line. You should recognize that as a linear equation. 16 is not linear, and that's that parabola shape that some of you are familiar with, but you can think of it as a U shape, so you kind of know whether or not you are on the right track as far as